On this Saturday, tonight, this final weekend of campaign 2024, the race for president is in the home stretch. The candidates fighting for the sliver of undecided voters in battleground states and crossing paths again. This is the airport in Charlotte, North Carolina, where the planes carrying Trump and Harris arrived today. With 3 days to go until Election Day, more than 73 million Americans have cast their ballots. We have reports tonight from both campaigns, beginning with Skylar Henry. Skylar, good evening to you.
Drika, good evening to you. It is a razor-thin race here in the Tar Heel State. It's why both Trump and Harris are making stops here. In this crowd of thousands of people in Charlotte, the vice president making her final message to voters. And while this state hasn't gone to a Democratic presidential candidate since 2008, the Harris-Walz campaign feels as it's very much in play.
Vice President Kamala Harris is on a battleground blitz, rallying earlier today in Georgia before coming back to North Carolina.
It is time for a new generation of leadership in America.
She's shrinking former President Donald Trump's polling advantage on the economy.
Look, I know the cost of groceries is too high still. Everyone knows it. And so my plan includes what we're going to do in terms of taking on corporate price gouging.
My name is John Bon Jovi.
The stars are out for Harris. Rapper Cardi B, with a following of more than 200 million on both Instagram and X, spoke at a rally in Wisconsin Friday.
I wasn't going to vote this year. I wasn't. But Kamala, with Harris joining the race, she changed my mind completely.
In Charlotte, top issues are front of mind.
So tell me, what are some of the issues that are you most concerned about?
So I could give you the easy ones like economy, immigration, all that. But women's reproductive rights is very important to me.
And tomorrow, the vice president will spend the entire day in the battleground state of Michigan, while President Biden won the state in 2020. Former President Trump carried the state in 2016.
All right, Skylar Henry, thank you. Now to CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns in Greensboro, North Carolina, with the Trump campaign. Caitlin, good evening.
Good evening, Drika. Well, the former president will be campaigning here in North Carolina every day until Election Day. This is a state that has been reliable for Republicans. Trump himself won it twice. But in the closing days of this campaign, he's going to be spending as much time here as he is in Pennsylvania. All a sign that this is up for grabs.
We win this state, we're going to win the whole ball game, you know.
Former President Donald Trump kicked off the final campaign weekend in a state he can't afford to lose.
Kamala broke it. She broke it. We will fix it. I will fix it.
CBS News polling shows a neck-and-neck race here. Trump's closing argument centers on a top issue for his supporters: immigration.
The United States is now an occupied country, but it will soon be an occupied country no longer.
And he isn't changing his messaging as he faces a deficit with women voters.
I will protect our women. I'm going to protect our women. The suburbs are under attack right now.
Trump briefly jumped over to Virginia today, a reliably blue state where his campaign hopes to cut into Harris's margins. Trump's southern swing comes after a tour of blue wall states where he once again faced some technical difficulties getting his message out.
Way too low.
And in the final days of the campaign, both candidates have packed schedules. Trump has 8 events planned, while Kamala Harris has 10. And this is all in a last chance to reach those voters. Drika?
All right, a lot of events there. Caitlin Huey-Burns, thank you. Tonight, thousands of women are gathering in Washington, D.C., and in marches in all 50 states to support Vice President Harris. This movement was launched in 2017, one day after Donald Trump's inauguration. But not all women find the former president offensive. Here's CBS's Weija Jain.
From insulting her intelligence.
She's dumb as a rock, and you can't have that.
To straight up name calling.
When that sleazebag said during the debate, she said, "Oh, your rallies aren't well attended and people leave."
Former President Trump has not held back the personal attacks against Vice President Harris.
He's called her lazy, stupid, a sleazebag. Does that bother you as women?
Not a bit.
No.
These Trump supporters say their vote is based on his record, not his rhetoric.
For me, it's not personal, it's policy.
What he
did for the economy, what he did for the black community, what he did in terms of trying to secure the border.
I think it goes back to finances. You know, the grocery bills, the energy costs, gasoline.